Greetings and welcome to the Sports Card Ripping Teacher. Yesterday we celebrated 100 days in the classroom for this school year. I just want to say thank you to everyone. This is so much fun. And I know some of you probably watch daily, almost daily. Some people maybe once a week, once a month. There are probably a few people out there that saw me once or twice and are like, I don't like his takes on the Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Cubs, Notre Dame, or anyone else. And that's fair. But thank you to everyone, no matter how you consume my video. So, Johnny Cash, one of my favorite artists, and I always enjoyed the songs I've Been Everywhere and One Piece at a Time. So I'm going to go through all of our lesson dedications for this school year. Just kind of reminds me of that song. We've been everywhere this year, folks, and it's been one day at a time, one athlete at a time. It all started with 00. Robert Parrish, Roquan Smith, Lance Johnson, Derek Jeter, Babe Ruth, Brett Favre, Paul Hornung, Kevin Butler, Don Majkowski, Andre Dawson, Reggie Jackson, Ron Santo, Louis Aparicio, Aaron Rodgers, Wilt Chamberlain, Ernie Banks, Bart Starr, Joe Montana, Mark Grace, Peyton Manning, Tony Gwynn, the brave men and women, our first responders, the red bandana, that was September 11th. Sammy Sosa, Will Clark, Ryan Sandberg, Willie Mays, Jim Thome, Billy Williams, Jeremy Roenick, A.J. Dillon, Xavier McKinney, Clark Kinkle, Jim Taylor, Marshawn Lloyd, Aaron Jones, Shaq, Frank Thomas, The Bus, Jerome Bettis, Sam Shields, Arnie Herbert, Dominic Hasek, Bartolo Colon, Dirk Nowitzki, Jackie Robinson, Rick Sutcliffe, Anthony Rizzo, Bob Gibson, Lee Smith, Chris Conti, Lee Smith again, Jake Arrieta, David Robinson, Ichiro, Clay Matthews, Artis Gilmore, Brian Urlacher, Orel Hershiser, Lawrence Taylor, Olin Cruz, Jack McVeigh, Jack Ham, Otto Graham, Bill George, Marco Rivera, Mike Wells, Jerry Kramer, Michael Vincent, Ray Nitschke, Taj Gibson, Elementary PS 67, in fact, Mike Wall, David Bakhtiari, TJ Ling, George Connor, The Fridge, William Perry, John Hanna, Aaron Campman, Jethro Pugh, Steve McMichael, Ray Bork, Bubba Smith, Bob Golick, Donald Driver, Desmond Howard, Jason Witten, Wes Welker, Sterling Sharp, Greg Jennings, Antonio Freeman, Jordy Nelson, Bubba Frank, Jermichael Finley, Luke Musgrave, Ross Browner, Lucas Van Ness, Stefan Tuitt, Tony Rice, R.J. Oben, Doc Connell, George Hayduck, Joseph Vaninci, Simeon Rice, Connor Bedard, Wayne Gretzky, Xavier Watts. Class is in session. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, lesson 101, and today goes out to Vintage Card Steve. He is at 692 followers, has an awesome channel, and one of those channels I kind of started following a couple years ago, would watch, every once in a while, but I'm in a good habit now. I've been watching pretty much every one of his videos for the past couple of months, and I've always enjoyed them. So if Vintage Card Steve is a new channel to you, go ahead and sub him up, watch a couple of videos, make sure you leave some comments, and if you have been a sub of his for quite a while, go back and watch some videos. That's one of the things that I try to do. I try to be a good community member, and I'll scroll through and see who haven't I seen in a while, and then watch some of their videos. His latest video had a really nice tribute to Lisa Z, and I would comment on some of her videos. She would comment on some of mine. A great lady, but our first interaction was probably 2 years ago, where Graham was showing off just some drawings he made of athletes, and Lisa said, I would love to have one of those in a Miggy. So Graham drew her Miguel Cabrera. We sent it out to her, and she said it was just awesome. She loved it. So really, glad that Graham did that, and just the interactions with the community. Now, on his latest video, he had a 1962 Whitey Herzog as a player. I just think of Whitey Herzog with his shaved sides, his flat top, and his Cardinal jacket, and just sitting on the bench. And unfortunately, usually beating the Cubs. The one thing I did like about Whitey was, though, if you were a relief pitcher and you didn't have it that day, he was going to get you. There was no sitting around whatsoever. Now, Steve also showed a 1972 Billy Williams. You can never show enough Cubs cards. So go ahead, take a look at Vintage Card Steve, whether he is a new sub for you or an old friend. Also, 1973, big White Sox day. And I feel like these two players, their paths really weren't along the same line, but on the same day, Jermaine Dye and Maglio Ordonez were born. Now, I can't remember if I told this before or not, but I once shared a hot tub with Maglio Ordonez. And he was rehabbing, and the gym that I was going to had this really big, I think it was like Athletico and some other things attached to it. And I knew that he was rehabbing there. People said that they saw him kind of working out very early in the morning, even earlier than I was there for his rehab assignment. And I was in the hot tub the one day, and in he comes. And I just kind of say, the hi, kind of thing. But really what I wanted to do was, and again, I'm not a White Sox fan whatsoever, but there's certain things I do like. And here's what I want to do. Oh, Maglio. I didn't do it, of course, but that was one of those chants at the White Sox park that drove me crazy. But underneath, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's time to get in some pro set football. All right, we're back. So yesterday we had 0 Eagles, 0 Chiefs. We got some more 1991 Series 1 Pro Set Platinum. See if we get any Hall of Famers out of here as well. What do you think with the week in between the championship games and the Super Bowl? It is a lot of downtime, and I feel like at first it's really good, but then just kind of like all the extra stuff, all the white noise kind of goes along with the games. I'm not a super big fan of, so I do get why they have the time to get everyone healthy, have the best game possible, but it's a lot of downtime. In the Pro Bowl as a kid, I was kind of looked forward to that, but now I think it's a flag football game. I don't know. Eric Metcalf, he was a pretty good return man. Is that Pat Swilling? No, Michael Coffer. Who is that? Eric Martin got Randall Cunningham. Man, was Randall Cunningham a Hall of Famer? I'm trying to think now. I don't think he was. I'll put him right here. Got a Bo Jackson. It is always a good day to get a Bo Jackson, folks. And I wonder if there was that, the PP, the variations. I kind of think that's a variation of the Bo Jackson. I think we got one before. I'll have to look it up again. Look at that. The linemen, the unsung heroes of football, just going after it. There's Pat Swilling. Man, okay, he was on the Saints at this point. Come on, Vince, get it together. Marion Butts. Is that the Colonel? It might be Richard Dent. We got for sure a Hall of Famer. Shout out Zach and Porter. Shout out to Glove and Beyond TV. Richard Dent, I know for sure, is a Hall of Famer. Gary Anderson. Tim McDonald. Dexter Carter. Man, no Chiefs and no Eagles again. But we do have Richard Dent. Got a nice Bo Jackson there. Randall Cunningham. I'm going to look it up here soon. But is he a Hall of Famer? I don't think so. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Who do we got? 93 right there. Jerry Ball. That's right. Jerry Ball. Love the pictures on the back as well. Eric Metcalf. We just got that card. Collation was crazy back in these days. Yep. Another Randall Cunningham. The kicker pictures are awesome in these, though. Much respect to that. Sean Landetta. Man, he kicked for a long time. Another Richard Dent. Oh, man. This is too funny. Gary Anderson. Tony Mandrich. I mean, do I have a Haunted Hoops pack in here still? Or all right, no, we've got a score a treat. Okay, it's 0-0 so far. I got one of these left over. I've been giving them to the students, actually, just kind of here and there. But we need an Eagle or a Chief. Another Bo Jackson. Xavier Leggett. Hardy Nickerson. It seems like every time we open up Pro Set Football, we get duplicates of the same card in the 2 packs that we open. So Randall Cunningham is not a Hall of Famer. He did have a impressive career, 207 touchdowns. He actually retired in the middle of his career. At the end of his Eagles career, came back with the Vikings. Him and Randy Moss, that was a dynamic duo for sure. So let me know, do you think the Ultimate Weapon, QB Eagles, Starship 12, or Ramblin' Randall should be in the Hall of Fame? Now, I knew for sure the Colonel Richard Dent, he is in the Hall of Fame. He was inducted in, let's see here, 2011. He had 137 and a half sacks. An impressive career. I mean, Richard, he was coming after the quarterback, and some people say, no, he just did one thing, but he did it really, really well. So he is definitely a Hall of Famer. Class is dismissed.